Just the other day, I was curious about my income over the past 12 months. And since I track my revenue in Google Sheets, I was able to add a quick analysis that shows the monthly totals, change month to month, and even has a category selection that filters all of the data instantly. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how to put together this analysis step by step so that you can look at your income numbers the exact same way. And I've also included a sample file below if you want it for reference. And you'll also find a link to work with me if you really want my help in turning Google Sheets into the most powerful analysis and organizational tool that you've ever used. So be sure to check that out too. To start, you need to have 3 specific columns of data in your spreadsheet for this to work. You could have other columns too, but for this analysis specifically, you need the date, category, and amount for all of your income transactions or revenue deposits. For the analysis itself, you need these columns here, and I'll walk you through exactly how we set up each one. And of course, you also need a cell where you can select one of the categories, which we'll set up near the end. First, let's focus on the year and month columns. You could, of course, just list out the year and month numbers manually, but we don't want that. Instead, we want the year and month numbers to automatically update as time goes by. So right now, the current month is May of 2026. But when June rolls around, I want the month number and year to update automatically without me having to change it. So to get the current year, enter equals, year function, today function, close parentheses, and press enter. To get the current month number, enter equals, month function, today function, close parentheses, and press enter. Now, in the cell below the first month number, enter this formula. Equals, if function, select the previous month, equals 1, next argument 12, next argument, select the previous month, minus 1, close parentheses, and press enter. Okay, so the if function checks to see if the previous month is 1. If so, it sets the new month number to 12. If not, it just reduces the previous month number by 1. And if you copy this formula down, you can see how the months go from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 12, 11, 10, which is what you want. Now, back up in the cell below the current year, enter this formula. Equals, if function, previous month equals 1, next argument, previous year minus 1, next argument, previous year, close parentheses, and press enter. Here, the if function checks if the previous month is 1. If so, it reduces the year by 1. If not, it gives you the same year as before. And if you copy the formula down, again, you can see that this is exactly what you want. Now, let's calculate the start and end dates. We need these because they're going to help us calculate the income numbers for each month later on. So for the first start date, enter the formula, equals, date function, the year, next argument, the month number, next argument, 1, close parentheses, and press enter. And then copy the formula down. This formula simply gives you the first day of the month based on the year and month number. Now, for the end date, enter this formula. Equals, EO month function, select the start date, next argument, 0, close parentheses, and press enter. Then copy the formula down. This formula uses the EO month function to calculate the last day of the month that is exactly 0 months after the start date, or in other words, the last day of the same month. Now, for the month column itself, starting at the top, enter this formula. Equals, text function, select the start date, next argument, quote, MMM, quote, close parentheses, and press enter. And of course, copy the formula down. Now this formula simply uses the text function to give you the 3-letter month abbreviation for the month that the start date falls under. Okie dokie, now for the income totals. Starting at the top, enter this formula. Equals, SUMIFS function, amount range, next argument, date range, next argument, quote, greater than equals, quote, ampersand, start date, next argument, date range, next argument, quote, less than equals, quote, ampersand, end date, close parentheses, and press enter. Now you'll notice that I assigned range names to the date, category, and amount columns and used those here in this formula. It's easier for you to read, and it makes these absolute references that won't change whenever we copy the formula down. And if you're not using range names in your own spreadsheet, make sure that you make these references absolute by adding $signs to them so they don't change when you copy the formula down. That being said, when you have it working, go ahead and copy the formula down. So how does this formula actually work? Well, the SUMIFS function looks at the amount range and adds together values where the date is on or after the start date and on or before the end date. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, for the total on the bottom, you can just use the sum function to add all of the income numbers above. For the average, use the average function. Also, if you want to ignore any zero values in your average, then enter this formula instead. Equals average if function, select the income totals, next argument, quote, less than, greater than 0, quote, close parentheses, and press enter. This way, only those income totals that are non-zero are averaged together. Alright, that does it for the income, so now let's look at the change column. For this calculation, let's actually start here at the bottom. For this last income total, just enter a 0 because there's no number before it that we can use to calculate the change. Then, in the cell right above, enter this formula. Equals if function, select the income, equals 0, next argument 0, next argument select the income minus the previous income, close parentheses, and press enter. Then use the fill handle to copy the formula up for the rest of the months. Now, this formula checks to see if there's any income recorded for the month yet. If not, you get 0. If so, it just calculates the difference between this month's income and the previous month's income. And to add a little more flair to our analysis, let's add some up and down arrows that also show us if the change is an increase or a decrease. Start at the top and enter the formula, equals ifs function, select the change amount, greater than 0, next argument, quote, and then Alt 30 to give you an up arrow, quote, next argument, select the change amount, less than 0, next argument, quote, enter Alt 31 to give you a down arrow, quote, next argument, true, next argument, quote, dash, quote, close parentheses, and press enter. Then copy the formula down. Now this formula checks to see if the change is positive. If so, it returns an up arrow. If not, it checks to see if the change is negative. If so, you get a down arrow. And if not, it just returns a dash by default. Now, you know what would also be cool? Having the spreadsheet automatically color any negative changes to red, and we can add this feature using conditional formatting. Select all of the change numbers and the arrows, then go to Format, Conditional Formatting. Under Format Cells If, select Custom Formula Is. Then for the formula, enter equals, $, the column letter for the column containing the change numbers, which in this case is I, and then the row number for the row containing the top change number, which here is 6. Then less than 0, and that's your formula. Under Formatting Style, set the fill color to none and the text color to red. Finally, click Done. Awesome! The only thing left now is to add the category selection on top and adjust the income total formulas below to change with the selection. So first, let's create that drop-down menu. Select the cell and go to Data, data validation. For criteria, select drop down from a range, and for the range, reference the category range from your data. Then under advanced options, you can select the display style that you like. I like the arrow style, and then click done. Now for the income formulas, select the first one, and in the formula bar, copy the SUMIFS function that you've already written. Then clear the formula and add in this one. Equals, if function, choose the selected category, and add dollar signs to make it an absolute reference, and then equals, quote, quote, next argument, paste in the SUMIFS function, next argument, paste in the SUMIFS function again, and then in this second SUMIFS function, add another argument, the category range, and then another argument, and select the chosen category, and make it an absolute reference, then close parentheses twice and press enter. After that, copy the formula down. So how does it work? Well, the if function checks to see if a category has been chosen. If not, the previous SUMIFS function that we wrote calculates the total for the month. But if one has been chosen, then the second SUMIFS function adds the amounts where the date is on or after the start date, on or before the end date, and where the category matches the selected category. And when this is done, it's safe to hide the 4 columns on the left. And now, if you change the category on top, all of the numbers update, and you can just leave this blank to see the full totals for the month. How cool is that? I'd say pretty cool. Also, another super useful thing that I like to do with Google Sheets is map out my activities for the day. And you can see how to do that by watching this video next, where I show you everything you need to do to plan out your day step by step in Google Sheets.